Welcome to the Deuce podcast. I'm Brad.
And I'm Jeremy.
And Jeremy, this is episode 80.
80?
Big 80.
Wow.
Here on the Deuce. And we have started a new selection of movies. We are doing like toy movies, right?
Yes.
For the Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to start things off with the Care Bears movie 2.
Care
right?
Bears movie 2.
The Next Generation.
A New Generation.
A New Generation.
Which makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Because literally it was the past generation.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it was all sorts of messed up. I guess you're not really supposed to be into like the, hey, wait a minute. I'm thinking linearly of, in a linear way with time necessarily when you're like real little.
This is our first time podcasting in our new house.
It is.
The first episode.
Yes.
You're not looking at me, which is weird to me.
Well, I'm on the opposite side of you.
Because you're on the opposite side of me than normal.
Yeah. We're getting our studio set up, so we Ampersand Studios will be up and running soon.
Only because we have ampersands we bought from Target.
Yeah, whenever we see, like how they have, like, you can put up letters for houses or, like, initials on the front of houses. You can buy, like, house numbers and things.
Mm-hmm.
We love the ampersand, so we get the ampersands.
Is it just because I had it, or, like,
You had it. You had the first one.
I had the first ampersand?
Then we got
Ever.
others.
Okay. Well, back to the Deuce.
I also have a schwa.
You do have a schwa.
Yeah.
That schwa, shway.
It is shway.
It's very schwa, shway.
Schwa, shway.
A schwa, shway. Shwajunction.
Schwarzwank?
Shwajunction. Okay. Back to our chaotic mess that is the Care Bears 2 of A New Generation?
A New Generation.
Sorry. I want to say Next Generation.
I know. That probably would have made it cooler.
But the second Star Trek series is the Next Generation. The second Roots is the Next Generation.
Yeah, but the second Gremlins is a new
batch. Yeah.
So
this is true.
Yeah.
But you know what? They might be phonies, but we're no phonies.
It's true, we're not.
We are members of the No Phony podcast.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So we are members of the No Phony Podcast Network. So a group of individuals who really from all sorts of backgrounds and all sorts of perspectives just coming together to support one another. Yeah, I mean, it's a great group of people.
Uh-huh.
So
who's the featured podcast?
I think it's us.
Oh, you think it's us?
I think so.
What?
I know.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that.
Really happy about that. I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you.
No, but I'm happy for you.
No, but I'm happy for you.
Thanks, Chair Bear.
You're welcome. What?
Grumpy Bear, whatever.
Bear.
I forgot how like hippy dippy these Care Bears are. It's like Smurfs, kind of in a way.
Like Smurfs, if they were like Smurfs were a society that was existing and doing a bunch of things. These are just like they're just doing random crap and like humping clouds. Like they're terrible.
They do like to hump clouds a lot.
They do hump clouds.
Yeah.
And there's always, I don't know, there's like stars and like all these shows like Smurfs, My Little Pony, Strawberry Shortcake, they all form their own like civilizations.
Yeah.
But they're all functional.
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they're all functional. But yeah, these ones, the ones who are like, like
like the Care Bears. And we'll talk about this in this movie. There's a section of this movie where they are the dumbest characters on the planet.
Yeah.
Not even on the planet, in the clouds.
Yeah, above the planet.
Above the planet.
The clouds are very high up. I think they might be in some sort of, I don't know where they were, but
why don't we drop the deuce on this, shall we?
Perhaps we shall.
We shall. Let's drop the deuce on the second Care Bears movie, Care Bears 2, The New Generation.
So we open the movie on this like wooden boat, like this, just an old timey looking boat.
Yeah.
With a big sail that has a star on it. And there's, basically there are two. Well, there's what looks like a Care Bear without any symbol on its chest. And then there's what looks like a half Care Bear, half horse.
Yes.
Thing. That is has no symbol on it.
Now, sorry to bother you, but anyway, keep going.
So as they're going on, it's weird. They open like with almost like with this. What is that? Like an Anne Murray song? It's weird. It's very. Yeah, it's very just like folksy sounding.
I think you asked me when was Anne Murray in Care Bears movies, and I go, just the terrible ones. I think that's what it was.
I think it was. I think that's accurate.
Yeah. Are the Care Bears Canadian? There's a lot of Canadian
they were,
stuff.
This is super Canadian.
So Canadian.
Yeah, it was. It was it by Nelvana?
Is it? Sounds like Anne Murray.
It's a Canadian American film. So it wouldn't surprise me.
You know those hits from the 80s where it's very like pillow talk? It's like light rock. This soundtrack is full of all that.
Yeah.
So if we sound tired, it's because we were falling asleep to the soundtrack of this movie.
Yeah. Also to the plot of the movie.
So anyway, continue, my friend.
So they go below deck. We were kind of confused.
Well, yeah. What is this? A slave ship for Care Bears?
It was weird. So they go below deck, and there are tons of Care Bears, and we thought they were like adults, but then we were like, what are they into? They're wearing diapers. I'm not really sure.
What are they into? I'll tell you what they're into.
You don't really have to. But they were. But it's like the Care Bears and the Care Bear cousins. But it turns out they're the Care Bear cubs and Care Bear cousin cubs.
Again, I don't. Because I thought they were the first Care Bears movie, the Care Bear cousins.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, so this does not make sense.
No.
So at first you're like, is this a prequel? What's going on?
I got worked up because I was like, shit, this is a prequel.
Right.
And it kind of is.
Kind of?
Yeah. And so...
But we're counting it.
Yeah. Well, because it makes no sense.
No.
And it's like before and after simultaneously. So, so their little boat is going, and you see them below deck taking care of making sure that all of the babies are asleep. And then when they get above deck, or when the yellow bear gets above deck, this like red sea serpent comes out of the water and starts attacking them. It like busts the mast of their ship, and they're like trying to get away from it. They finally manage to jam the mast like into the red sea serpent's mouth to hold it open so it can't like attack them. But between that and they're heading right into this like water spout.
Yeah.
And so they're like, "Oh, this is it. We're gonna die." And the water spout turns into this like rainbow, and it basically takes them into the sky, where the boat transforms into the Cloud Clipper, as we're all familiar with from the show.
Right.
But that was their boat. They had the Cloud Clipper.
The Cloud Clipper?
Yeah.
Clipper ships.
The
Cloud Clipper
the
ships
Alberta
are
Cloud
amazing.
Clipper.
The Clipper Sorry, I was quoting Little Man Tate.
But then the Great Wishing Star is there because they're being followed around by like a little heart and a little star.
Right.
So they go up in front of the Wishing Star, which I assume is their deity of some sort, and he gives the group their tummy symbols for the first time.
Oh, is that okay? But
Yeah.
I feel like that's also the narrator of the...
It is the narrator.
Okay.
Yeah, the Great
But
Wishing
it
Star
looked like
often-
the Carl's Jr. / Hardy's star.
Yes, it did. Yeah. but older. Like they really made his face look wrinkly.
Like he's eaten too many Frisco burgers.
Yeah, like he was like it was like John Crick-Falusi took over the marketing department. So basically he's like, for keeping all these cubs safe from Darkheart, which was one of the many forms of the evil, like demon lord, sea serpent thing. We never really get a great explanation.
No, not really.
But he that's one of his forms. So for protecting them, he gives them, the Great Wishing Star gives them their tummy symbols. So the first is True Heart Bear. The yellow bear is True Heart Bear. And then the other one is Noble Heart Horse, even though your face looks nothing like a horse. It looks like a bear with like an 80s weird mohawk mullet combo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they go on and they form the Kingdom of Caring. So that's where they go and they, everybody...
The hippie commune.
Yeah, basically.
Compound.
So they form this place. Now, they have, of course, they have like a little meter that measures all of the, like, caring on Earth. And when it goes down...
The caring meter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it's just called, the caring meter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very appropriate.
And basically, there's no numbers on it. It's just hearts.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess if it just goes down, that means no one's caring on Earth.
Yeah.
We got to go down to Earth and make sure everyone's caring.
Yeah. Got to go down to Earth there and...
Go down to Earth and care a lot.
So, on the first mission... Actually, let me back this up a little bit.
Oh, that's fine.
This movie came out in 1986. And coincidentally, all of these Care Bear cubs, like baby versions of the ones that everybody knew, it accompanied a toy line that came out.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, it did it right at the same time. So the toy line.
So it's
came
like
out
Muppet Babies, but it's like
Muppet Babies. Muppets showed up in the Muppets Take Manhattan. Muppet Babies did in 1984, at like the beginning of 1984, and it was such a hit with audiences that in September, like later that year, Jim Henson Studios pitched Muppet Babies had pitched them and started making the show.
Man.
So they basically they were like, hey, it worked for the Muppets, and so they made Care Bear Babies.
So
Care Bear Cubs.
This movie was just, most of these movies are there to sell toys, but this one was for the baby toys.
Yeah, because they were hot because of the Muppet Babies.
Okay, gotcha.
And I also take offense. I don't know why I get so like...
I'm offended by that.
Well, I'm irritated. So there's Care Bear Cubs. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was already pissed off by the fact that... So you have Care Bears, and if you're not a bear, you're just a Care Bear cousin. Like right. Bears are the dominant species.
Look,
if you're not that, you just are the other.
The bears I know are very inclusive. I don't know why this would happen.
We really missed out on an opportunity to call people Care Bear cousins. But okay, here's what makes this worse for me.
Those are called twinks.
So there's Care Bear Cubs, and then Care Bear cousin cubs.
Yeah,
like that penguin is
not every species. The younger version is a cub, right?
Right. Penguins, rabbits, elephants, none of that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked hearing the word cub a lot.
Yes.
But it didn't make sense.
Yeah. No, they just... Yeah. The Care Bear cousins are just an afterthought that just keeps going wrong. Even like their Care Bear stare and their symbols all come out and they're like...
It's like donuts.
Care Bear cousins, fucking do something.
It's like donuts for dinner. It's it sounds like it would be good, but it's not.
Well, seriously, it is. They're like Care Bear stare. It all rhymes, and they're like Care Bear cousins.
Call.
Wasn't.
No,
like,
they go Care Bear cousins call and like musical notes.
Yeah, they all roar or scream or.
Yeah, I don't.
But the only one I ever hear doing that, it's like I hear Lionheart?
You hear Lionheart,
And the elephant
played
one.
by Matthew McConaughey. Okay, that's a lie, but it should be.
Played by John Goodman. Also a lie, but it should be. But I only hear the elephant and him roar. And okay,
none of the other
what's
cousins.
the rabbit sound? What's the rabbit sound then? Or what's the penguin sound?
Besides the horse, the lion, and the bunny, right? There's nothing. Even the bunny doesn't really talk.
Swiftheart?
Yeah.
Oh, but Swiftheart gets apart.
Yeah,
coming up
but
here.
but what I'm saying is the cousins are kind of a mute point. They're not really that involved in it.
No.
They don't really talk that much.
No, they don't. No. They did in the other one, I think, if I remember.
Yeah.
I think there was more focus on them.
Yeah, were they shut up in this movie? No.
Yeah. They were okay, go back to the background. So, you're only here to get us confused as to whether you're a bear or some other animal. When I was why does that one bear have weird curly hair? Oh, you're a lamb? Oops. It was just so confusing.
Lamb. It's a lamb bear cub.
It's lamb bear cub. Super cereal, you guys. So
my favorite holiday is Easter.
All right, so the first mission is underway. So
the carry meter goes down.
Yeah, it goes down. They're uh-oh, we're gonna have to do something. So Trueheart and Nobleheart, who were the only adults, are where the fuck did you come from? And where did you come from with all these cubs?
No clue.
Yeah, we don't get into any of that. We don't get to where you were, that you were running away from a demon.
Did you abandon these cubs? Did people just, I don't want them.
And the demon is coming after you, but you don't explain why you're on the run from a demon with a bunch of babies.
No.
That seems like that might have been where the story was, but it's okay because we're about to go to summer camp. And so they have their first mission, Trueheart and True.
Fuck that. We're going to summer camp.
I literally have to keep going back. Nobleheart.
Yeah.
I will remember that.
Yeah.
So Trueheart and Nobleheart argue which one of them hates the babies more and wants to leave them alone to die. And so the other one will have to stay and take
And one
care
of them's a girl. I think the bear's a girl and the horse is the boy.
Yeah. I think
that
so.
makes a difference.
Well, I think that Nobleheart's one of the parents was a bear and one was a horse because it looks like some hideous,
Yeah. Anyway.
Whatever. So Trueheart basically says, "Hey, I'm going to go down to Earth. Nobleheart, you stay here and take care of all the babies." And so Trueheart goes down. Of course, baby Swiftheart rabbit stows away, so that's awkward. But they traveled to Earth and visit a summer camp for orphans?
Is that what the summer camp was for?
I think it's for orphans.
Is that why we were where are the adults at? There's no adults at the summer camp.
They also don't have adults at the camp.
They also don't have counselors at the summer camp.
They're sorry.
Is that what that plot says?
Yeah. The adults have abandoned you. Also, we're abandoning you at the camp again just so you can relive that feeling.
So it's Camp Anawana apparent. Please adopt me.
Yes.
Yes.
So they get down there, and there are 3 kids who are just getting. There's 3 kids who are just getting yelled at and made fun of by this kid. I'm just gonna call him Chet because I can't remember his name.
I don't know his name.
But he's saying he's the camp champ. He's better at all the competitions. He does everything, and they always finish last. And assigns them trash duty as if that's his ability. Maybe
you can do that.
Well, maybe he can if there's no adults. Maybe that's what Camp Champ gets you. I am Camp Champ. I rule this land.
I am the counselor. I can tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have 3 kids. There's Christy, who is voiced by Cree Summers.
Yes.
So who does tons of voice acting work. She is a marble champion to the point where, like,
a marble. I thought you said Marvel.
Oh, she's done some marble stuff.
But you meant marble.
She shoots a marble with her thumb, and it like bounces off of everything and comes back to her hand. Seems pretty.
How was this girl an orphan? I mean,
right?
a parent should have been like.
Actually, if some kid was like, "Well, I can do this with a marble," pew 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 pew, and like it ricocheted around the room, and they caught it in their hand, I'd be like, "Sign me up."
So, kid.
Yes, let's go. And then, of course,
we're going to go around and sell Bibles. What is your name? Taintum O'Neill? Let's go.
Then there's the other kids, the twins, John and Dawn.
So they're twins, John and Dawn.
Yeah.
I just assumed that they were.
Yeah, because the names were the same, pretty much, or they rhymed.
Which was the boy, John or Dawn?
John.
Oh, just checking.
Okay. And that's Dawn, D-A-W-N, because one's a boy, like one's a girl.
Dish soap.
Yeah.
It could have been Joy, but, you know.
Dawn and Joy. My pride and joy.
My pride and joy.
So Christy runs away because she doesn't want to clean up anymore, and she's tired of being in last place. John and Dawn try to find her.
Yeah.
And so they run into the woods after her. Now, the Noble Heart and True Heart, like I've started learning before, like they can just make just shit willy-nilly with their like heart, or with their chest symbol, because they're super powerful, because they're like the original.
Yeah, the OGs.
Yeah, and so they were like, they didn't know how to get down to Earth back then, so like True Heart is just like, oh, I'll put on a backpack like I'm parachuting.
Yeah.
And goggles and a helmet, so she jumps like she's gonna parachute, and is just free falling to the ground, and then deploys a parachute from her stomach, which then they land with, because why would you have the parachute pack that, like, I don't understand what that whole point was, but she lands, she finds John and Dawn, and has the stowaway Swift Heart Rabbit.
Yeah.
I hate these names. Swift Heart Rabbit with her.
Just say rabbit. Just say whatever.
Yeah. And so the John and Dawn are like, well, we're not good at anything. And True Heart's like, well, hey.
That is not true. John and Dawn are good at one thing: annoying me.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. So they were like, well, let's take you, like, hey, here's Swiftheart. And Swiftheart's crying. They give Swiftheart to him, and they're like, it's okay, little one. And Swiftheart is happy then. And Trueheart's like, see, there, you are good at something.
In her brain goes, yes, I can get these two to be babysitters.
Yes. I have a perfect plan.
We'll kidnap them.
Yeah.
Take them up to the clouds.
Well, okay, because she goes, well, how will we get... I want to take you somewhere. How do I do this? Whomp, and, like, makes one of their cloud cars. Just, like, that's the first time you had a cloud car.
That's the OG cloud car?
It came out of your stomach.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, okay, get on board. So the kids get in the back with Swiftheart.
With no hesitation, by the way.
Yeah, with none
at all.
It's like...
You're orphans in a camp.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's told you not to talk to strangers.
No, probably not. She said, get into my cloud van. It's got candy in it.
I'm going to give me some candy.
Give me some candy. So they get into the cloud car, and they're like, are you coming with us? And she's like, oh, shit, yeah. And so has to, like, find a way to jump in real quick. And they take off.
That was the script.
Clouds.
She said, oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, oh, shit, yeah. And jumps in there. So they get into the clouds, where she's just like, hey, Noble Heart, I got some fucking orphans.
I got some orphans.
Orphans are going to watch.
And they're going to watch over
awful
them.
Children.
Yeah.
And so, like, who are they going to tell? They have no parents. They're orphans.
I guess.
They're no counselor to know they're missing.
Look,
so.
I didn't know they were orphans when we were watching this. This brings a new light to when I was watching it.
I know.
It makes the movie more stupid than what it was.
Yeah, I'm guessing they ate some sort of psychedelic berries.
It's like, what are these kids like? They're 8 or 7 or something.
They have to be like
I don't know
8,
how old they are,
know.
but they're like
Old enough to know better.
We need to go down to Earth and figure this out. Could you babysit 700 Care Bear kids? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, no hesitation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's like a montage where they're like, well, they get in there and they're like, all the babies start crying. As soon as True Heart and Noble Heart leave, everybody starts crying. And they're like, well, what do we do? And one of the heart opens a cupboard that's filled with diapers. And then the other one opens one that's filled with bottles. And they're both like, I know what to do. I'm like, if it was me, both of us would have been walking towards the bottles because I do not want to do the change. But I was like, okay. So they start changing them and feeding them.
No, if it was us, we'd be like, how the hell did we get on this fucking cloud to begin with?
Get me out of here!
How am I human walking on this cloud? That's what I want to know.
You just take a step and fall
You
through
just
to your death.
No sense.
Anyway, but so there's a montage of them like clothing and washing and whatevering for the bears, and like they're got their hands full, and then at some point they're like, oh yeah, guys, I forgot to tell you we have machines that do this. And they like come out and start helping them. I'm like, you
the star
bastard.
goes, wait, there's a machine over here.
Yeah,
but that's going to take away my job.
So
as an 8-year-old camp kid.
Well, so
who was kidnapped by a bear and forced to be a babysitter.
Well, you know. So everybody is at
on the
end,
Cloud Care a lot.
At the end, True Heart and Noble Heart come back and see the twins like rocking a couple of the cubs to sleep. Well, it's like, wait, did you actually even leave, or were you just like, we just need a break? Let's just hide out.
They're like, we need a date night.
Yeah. We need to make more horse bear monsters. So they come back and they're like, hey, you did a great job. We'll get you back to Earth.
Your reward for doing a great job is you get to go back to the orphan camp.
You get back to the orphan camp.
Congratulations.
Congrats. I hope you enjoyed this taste of Shangri-La because we're sending you back to a northern Canadian summer
camp for orphan kids who have no counselors and no supervision at all.
Well, and at one point, too, I forgot to mention, at one point they're like, because all this stuff is happening, and then, like, a moose attacks them.
That's later on, I thought.
Was it later?
Yeah.
I'm sure, probably.
I think that's when they come back, I think.
Oh, is it? When they come back from, okay.
I think so. It doesn't really matter.
So, Christy is there. Christy's...
They went back, that's why they went back to Earth. They went back to Earth to go find Christy.
Yeah, because she's still been...
But they couldn't find her.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Christy's been walking around. She has been approached by Darkheart, who, in the form of Danny Bonaducci, or a redheaded kid wearing a tracksuit,
or Ferguson from Clarissa Explains It All,
which is not a good color scheme for him. Yeah. His orange hair with his red tracksuit,
with his like red eyes.
Red eyes, yeah, it was awkward.
Like, are you stoned? What's going on?
So he basically approaches Christy and says, hey, I can make you the camp champ. And to do that, you just have to promise that you're going to do something for me. And she's like...
And she's like, I'm underage.
And she's like, whoa, slow your roll. I have watched the video about strangers. I got kidnapped by Care Bears last year. It's not happening again, man. And so... She's just like, well, I don't believe
it's like once a year the Care Bears come down to Earth just to find orphans to look after the babies.
So we could look for a kid in the set. No, they must be orphans. It gets me off.
No, Sally has a mom. We need orphans.
Orphans, please. So, so they were like, okay, well, we need to figure this out. So they make the deal. Christy is like, I don't believe I'll be camp champ. Thinks it's all a bunch of bull, so I'll take the deal. And of course, he like snaps the most echoey snap. That's how you always know something crazy's happening. He like echo snaps. So he grants her the power and heads away. So now they know that Darkheart is up to no good and is out doing something. So they decide that they're going to separate the Care Bears and the Care Bear cousins.
Which makes no sense. I don't think it goes with the mythology of Care Bears.
Well, it's weird. So I think they're trying to explain how the first they were like, oh shit, they were separated.
Oh, maybe that's what they're doing.
How did this happen? Like,
so the Care Bears go to Carolot, and then the cousins go to the Forest of Feelings.
And they all grow up.
And if all that sounds terrible, it is. Okay, they all do. This is the amazing part of this movie. They all grow up, right?
Yes.
There's like a grow up song.
Yeah.
That gets stuck in your head.
There's a montage about growing up, and you see one as a baby, and then they like swing on the swing, and when they come back, they're an adult. Or, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Growing up.
Yeah.
Something.
And they start so they grow up.
Yes.
So you're thinking time has passed.
Yeah.
Like
I'm thinking
years.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, is Christy going to be like some miserable, heinous, like she's his acolyte of evil and whatever?
Like an adult that's like evil.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Back on Earth.
They're still at the same camp.
And they're still the same age.
Yeah, still the same age. But Christy's now the camp champ. So, like, maybe a week has gone by.
Maybe a couple weeks later. So what we've learned was Care Bears and Care Bears cousins, they age rapidly in a week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So by the end of the movie, they're going to be dead bears, not Care Bears, right?
Yep, that sounds about right.
I mean, they're going to collect Social Security.
The twins are going to go back and be like, who are you? We're a new generation of Care Bears. We've intermingled. We're now a warlike species. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's my cane?
We are abominations. So
there's no handicap parking space for my cloud car.
I'm going to park my cloud car across 3 spots. So
it doesn't make sense, though, right? The timeline is totally off on this.
Yeah,
Why do the Care Bears...
We were like, wait, what?
So now the Care Bears are to where we know them. They're not babies anymore.
Yeah, and I'm like, but why are they still together again? Like, it's like they never separated.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they're getting back together to celebrate. They're having like a banquet or something for True Heart and Noble Heart.
So maybe time is different on the clouds, like the Cloud City. Like, hear me out. Like when they brought back John and Don, they're actually a year older now. It's kind of like Flight of the Navigator, but like time didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Except Pee Wee Herman didn't take them anywhere. Except they didn't go back to find their family. They just went back to orphan camp.
It didn't matter. None of that makes sense.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
So, while they're preparing the party, Darkheart enters Carolot. So he's in disguise. He's as Danny Bonaducci again. Yeah. And so the Star Buddies are trying to...
No, can I tell you what he disguised as? He's disguised as... Go ahead.
He's disguised as the Caring Meter Repairman.
The Caring Repeater... Or I'm sorry. The Caring Meter Reader is what they call it.
Caring Meter Reader,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, there's only one of these fucking things in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you have to go to a very special school to be the Caring Meter Reader. Or, you know what I mean? Or you made this shit up. But the Care Bears don't understand that someone can make shit up, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I guess you're the caring repair guy.
Whoa.
Oh, there's only one in the world. You think we would have them on speed dial in case something happens?
Yeah, like
You know what I mean? That didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and really I guess I thought it was one of those things you could become, like when they'd have the you can go to this vocational school and it'd be like air conditioning repair, carrying meter reading, just like zip by. But no, and he basically is still just dressed as the redheaded kid in a tracksuit, except he's got a hat, like a cap, and wrap around like those old people sunglasses
Blue
they wear
blockers,
over
blue
like
blockers.
blue blockers that they wear over their regular glasses. That's like what he's wearing.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let me get some readings on this, and like goes behind it with like a crowbar, and he's like, yeah, just checking it out.
Yeah.
And
Care Bears
pops
are
them
so
into
dumb they
pieces.
think that that's how you fix a carrying meter.
Yeah. And
You
then
hit it profusely with a crowbar.
a bunch of gears fall out, and you see the little heart pointer thing droops down.
Yeah, at least the Smurfs had Brainy Smurf, who was smart.
They have one of those. It's the raccoon.
Is the raccoon? Well, where's the raccoon in all this?
He's stupid as shit too. He's the smartest.
Because he's a raccoon.
He's the smartest of the dumb creatures. It doesn't mean
God.
that much.
Okay, so like they're celebrating them getting back together
So
as a family, right?
Yeah, and so they're like, he's like, hey, we should all play a game. Separate into small, easily catchable groups. And they're like, yay!
Yes!
And just run off
That
into
sounds
groups.
great.
He's like, go do leapfrog
Leapfrog
blind
over
man's bluff,
hide and seek over here.
hoop and a stick. Like, it's all these games that, like, some old Canadian writer was like, what the hell do kids like to play these days? That's right, hoop and a stick.
Do you know who wrote that? My favorite Care Bear, Don Barnhart.
Don Barnhart. Those were his kids that he abandoned. Don and John
It's
Barnhart.
Don Barnhart.
Yeah.
The Care Bears are Don Barnhart's kids.
No, the kids.
Oh.
Orphan twins.
Oh, gotcha.
Don and John Barnhart.
That makes sense.
So he's trying to capture them. He keeps screwing
And they were
up.
saved by the bell.
Yeah. And then they get back, and it's just like shenanigans. He's accidentally getting thrown all over the place. Ancient demon who almost killed them all. Now he's just being like accidentally jumped on, and like I always hated stuff like that in movies where it was like you have some ultimate evil who like nobody can fend off, and then somebody's like and like they
But
act
like the
goofy and somehow
only two things, and I want to say things that are the smartest thing in this are the little heart thing, and the star there floating.
Yeah.
And they're like they know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I guess
And
they
they
can't
do.
say anything because you never hear them talk.
Yeah.
So they're the ones.
They make some horrible squeaking sounds. Did you hear
Right.
those?
Yes, they do. But like what I'm trying to say is like the Care Bears are Inspector Gadget, and like the heart and the star are Penny and the
and
dog.
Brain.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
are the ones actually solving the crime.
Yeah, right. Well, and True Heart and Noble Heart are like, holy shit, you two! They're like, oh my god, you idiots! It's Dark Heart or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
And so he turns into this like giant form, and they were like, oh shit, what do we do? Oh, that's right, Care Bear stare. So we get a Care Bear stare.
Care Bear cousins call.
Yeah. And then so they go Care Bear stare, and it's a thing they would always show where like all of their colors that they shoot out come together to make like a rainbow that's hitting them.
Yeah.
This wide rainbow. And then they're like Care Bear cousins call, and they do the growl thing. So there should be just as many of those blasts heading up there.
They should be.
But there's one line of musical notes. I'm like, that's all they get?
No, there was like 3 or 4.
They contributed exactly like 1/16 of that power.
I thought it was a concerto.
And then Noble Heart and True Heart are like, yeah, enough screwing around, and they like shot like the mega lasers out. And so finally he just left.
So he leaves, but they got to go chase him. They got to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Stop Darkheart.
Yeah. So Nobleheart and Trueheart are like, we're going after him. So they take off because they're like these warriors. So they're going off. Now, the rest of them are like, hey, you need to hold shit down here on Earth.
Yeah.
So figure it out. Like, you can do this. And so they take off. The cousins, or the Care Bears and the cousins, are like, oh, hey, look, there's Christy. She's in a boat, like in a canoe with her paddles missing. Turns out, Darkheart had shown up and was like, I need you. Like, it's time to make good on our deal. I made you camp champ. You got to do something for me. So she's in the water calling for them. And so they fly down there. And it's like some of them are on their
it's a convoy.
Car.
It's a truck and convoy.
Well, they all came separately because they're all patrolling. They all just have to, like, you know, convene over there. And so, like, the cloud cars get shot down. Or, like, some of them get shot down. Then they have those other things where it's, like, just a cloud thing with, like, a giant hoop running through
the hoop thing. My sister had one of them.
Oh, did she really?
Those. Yeah.
So, those get shot down, and then he catches.
She got it. I think GM makes them. No, I'm just joking.
They shoot the 3 down, and those 3 bears fall into a giant sack, which then disappears.
Okay, you had me at bears and sack, but I didn't hear anything else you said.
So so they disappear, and everybody else like escapes. And Darkheart is just like, haha, I got some of these bears. Like, it's good. I caught them. And they're like, what are you going to do with them? I don't know. That's not a good part of the plot. We didn't really talk about it that much.
Yeah.
I win. And so he's going to do something with them, but we don't know, really.
Look, this seems like it's a lot of work to find bears. Just go on Growler.
Very true. So, so he captures them, and as he's like gloating, he like omnipotent demon, he's like, ha ha ha, I'm doing all this stuff. Whoa! And he like slips on the side of the boat, hits his head,
and passes out,
and falls in the water, and is like drowning. He's just gone. He sinks under the water. And
yeah, but not 2 seconds later, you were like a hurricane or something like in the cloud. Like, you could just switch your body into certain things.
I think he has to be conscious. But he
I know, but like what I'm saying is like a boat got you. Oh, I hit my head on the boat and fell in the water.
Well, maybe he has all the weaknesses of a human.
Okay,
like,
maybe.
So I don't know.
Or an orphan.
Of an orphan.
Of an orphan.
Of a tracksuit orphan. Which is the name of the book, Confessions of a Tracksuit Orphan.
Yeah.
He gets knocked out, and Christy's like, oh, shit. So she goes in after him. And he was just like, why did you save me?
Yeah.
And she's like, because I couldn't let you drown. I don't care who you are.
True story. The people from Glee got their tracksuit idea from this movie for Sue Sylvester.
Oh, did they?
No.
She's
no.
Darkheart.
She's Darkheart.
Based on the character Darkheart.
What if she was?
By old Canadian writer. So all the kids were out getting flapjacks. Basically, Darkheart is his influence has grown. Like he has like an effect on Earth. So
well, she saves him, right? You got that part,
she saves
right?
him.
Yeah. Why did you do that? You could have just let me die.
Yeah, and she's like, I can't.
And honestly, we were asking the same question.
Yeah, we're like, or you could have just both drowned. That'd have been neat.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. So, so that night, well, later, Tenderheart Bear, they go back to the Hall of Hearts. And basically, there's only so many of them that are out there still, right? Like, they're like, God, all of our ranks got depleted. I saw literally 3 bears fall into a bag.
Right.
That took out half your rent.
That's half. But then, like, they go to the Hall of Hearts, which I didn't know that was the name of it, by the way.
It is.
That's tremendous.
It always has the word heart in it.
Oh,
You
my
might as well
God.
just-
Okay. So, but, like, you go there, and there's 70 of those fucking things
Yeah.
at the longest table
Yeah.
in the world. And you're like, half of your people are gone? Bullshit.
Yeah.
So
Well-
not only are you dumb, you cannot count either.
It's true. That is one of their weaknesses.
Jesus. Your weakness is you can't count.
You have to solve. You can escape once you solve this simple number problem.
Two-
We're doomed.
2 + 2 is what? Oh, no!
Friendship? Incorrect. So, but like, so there's a scene.
It's actually how you become an orphan. You flunk a math test by putting that as your answer.
So
Friendship?
Don and John are in the woods, and they've talked to Christy. They're like, "Hey, you were good at stuff. You were like the marble
Yeah.
champ. You were this and this. Like, you don't have to be like this shitty person." And she's like, "I'm not going back to being a nobody." And so she's mad.
You're nobody. You're the camp champ at an orphan camp in Canada. Calm your shit down, Christy. You're the top person at the orphan camp.
It's true. So
They don't give you a trophy for that.
now people are going crazy. Everything's going crazy. Don and John hide in the bushes because they hear somebody coming. And there are two kids who just run out, go, "Ear," and pull a tree up out of the ground, a little tree,
What was the point of that?
a little sapling tree, and then they go, "Yeah," and just throw it on the ground and then run away again.
Were they possessed by what's his bucket?
Yeah, by Darkheart.
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah, it's because his evil influence started affecting everything.
Yeah, but still.
Because they all of a sudden they started talking about his evil lair that's under the camp.
Just magically was under that.
Oh yeah,
camp.
and so it wasn't there the whole time.
I'm gonna assume if you're gonna build an evil lair, do it at an orphan camp in northern Canada.
It sounds great. Now, then they're like, it's
Hey,
even affecting the other animals.
Darkheart, where's your evil canyon? Is that an orphan camp in New Brunswick? Perfect.
Oh no, I've been banished to Prince Edward Island. So they are they're even watching these two squirrels that are like fighting it out. And I don't know if that was evil or if they're just squirrels fighting over shit. I mean, that
That's
seems
the
like a
squirrels.
pretty normal thing.
That's just normal.
But then they get attacked by a moose, just confirming again we are in fact in Canada.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to stop the moose from killing these kids. So some of the Care Bears are there, including Secret Bear, who just whispers everything. And they're all fighting, trying to get away from the moose. And all of a sudden, you hear a female moose, or what we assume is a female moose. And you see, like, in his eye, you can see a picture of, like, a female moose. And he just, like, pogos away, trying to find her. They're like, see, love does override all this stuff. Love overcomes these kind of things. And so, and of course it was Secret Bear making female moose sounds. So,
Yeah.
He's hooked up with a moose before. That's his
Why
secret.
do you think that's a secret?
What's your
What's your
Secret Bear,
secret?
what's your secret?
I fucked a moose. He's constantly telling people, I fucked a moose. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah. I'll kill you if you tell anyone, bitch.
I will cut you.
I will cut you so bad. I will Care Bear stare your ass into oblivion. Shut up, orphan.
Who's an
Get
orphan
back to your
now?
cave.
Keep going. So great.
So now the Care Bears end up getting captured.
I'm crying.
They end up getting captured
Yeah.
by Darkheart. And so they're all in these like little cages. And he's like, haha,
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten you all. And he's like, pretty soon, Noble Heart and True Heart will figure out this whole time they've been chasing a fake
Yeah,
copy of
the
myself.
shadow of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like, obviously, how they've drawn him with everything else, it looks just like it's made of paper, like flying away, and they're still like hunting it down.
Yeah.
And they start to figure it out, and they're like, "Oh no, we need to get back." And so he starts getting tired. He's like, "I need to rest." And so he locks the last of them up. They end up like a little star, like the little star thing, breaks them out of one of the cages, but can't do all of them. And so they have to go get a key.
Well, you got 5 things on you.
Yeah.
5 sides. Come on.
The
star.
But that was the whole plan, was to get captured so they could all be together.
Yeah.
They're stronger together. So they go, they end up getting the key to break everybody out. So they're going through this whole, this whole attacking thing, trying to get him out of there. When they wake him up accidentally, he imprisons all of them inside of these rubies that are like in a hanging chandelier, just all of them trapped like in their fear or whatever it is.
Sure. Were they rubies? I called them blood diamonds.
Ooh. Is that what the orphans are doing? They're mining blood.
Every kiss begins with K.
So Christy finally was like, she admits to what she had done, and she's like, I'm done with this. She decides that she's going to be, she's done with Darkheart, and she's going to stop him. So True Heart, Noble Heart, John, Don, and Christy enter Darkheart's
That sounds like
lair.
a party right there.
Yeah. 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place. They enter Darkheart's lair, and basically Christy asks him to free everybody. So while True Heart and Noble Heart are using their Care Bear stare, their special one, lightning from Darkheart's cloud hits Christy, who screams in fear and is basically wounded. And so basically she looks like she's glowing red. She's pretty much like she's barely hanging on. She's almost dead. And she ends up using her marble to break the chandelier and free all of the Care Bears. So at the sight of Christy basically being dead, Darkheart is like, no, please, you have to do something. She's the only person who's ever cared for me, the only person who saved me. You have to do something, please. And so he asks the Care Bears to bring her back to life, but he's just disappointed because even their kindness is just not enough. And they said maybe if everybody cared, then we could do something.
Now this was shown in the movie theater, so I think they mean the movie audience.
I think they were trying to get the movie audience because at this point they were addressing the screen.
So they said, come on, everyone care. Also care enough to buy our toys. Tell your mom.
Care by buying more. So the Care Bear family, John, Don, everybody's chanting, "We care." And even while they're doing that, the Darkheart is even chanting,
"Yeah,
I care." Like he trying to genuinely mean it. And she comes back to life, and they hurry up and leave. So like his lair was basically this big demonic looking door inside of one of the cabins. And so they run out of there, they escape, and his cave transforms into an outhouse. Darkheart, when they're out there, and she's like, oh, I'm back, this is so great, and they're saying goodbye to everybody, and they look, and Darkheart, they're like, what happened to your eyes, man? Like, they used to be red, now they're blue. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm a real boy. And so he's like, oh, I can finally live. I can finally do these things.
Yay.
So he's like, I didn't understand caring before. But, like, after she saved me and then seeing her like that, I got it. Like, I understand you, Care Bears. And, like, you guys are all right,
So he joins the ranks among other orphans at the
Well,
orphan
I
camp.
didn't understand the orphan thing either because
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, I can be a real boy, and I was like, and then summer ended, and everybody went home to their families except the demon orphan
Except
boy.
the demon orphan
But
kid.
they're all orphan boys and girls, so
and they're all
fine.
demons as well.
And they're all, aren't they all a little demon in them? So
He's
then
super excited to be an orphan, by the way.
I don't think he cares about that.
Yeah, I don't think he cares
all
about
he
that
knows
either.
is
I think he just
kid.
cares that he's a human.
Yeah, and he's got the Care Bears to back him
Yeah.
up. And so then, they're saying the Great Wishing Star says goodbye, and then we get flashbacks of the Care Bear family's childhood
No clue.
because we're like, just one more plug for them toys, if you don't mind. And so they're,
I think there was glasses too. Maybe you could give them at Pizza Hut. I don't know, but they were like had the Care Bear babies on them
Yeah.
too.
And this is really like, I don't know if I mentioned that, like when there was a song earlier where they were like doing like a roll call.
Oh my god!
And they were each singing, but some of them weren't good singers, so they were
No.
kind of like singing it, and like some of them were just like, I'm talking this.
Yeah. Some of them were like John Fogerty and just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when your parents tried to rap, and it was like it didn't like go with the kind of rhyming
Sure.
scheme.
Yeah.
It was just
Same
like
thing.
awkward. Yeah.
Yep.
So like train rapping. So that's all I got.
Yeah. So you've been deuced, right?
Yeah.
On the Care Bears 2 movie. Wonderful. So that's what we thought of it, but let's hear what other people thought of it, shall we?
Yeah.
This person is called Dark 9. So I don't know if they're Dark Heart 9, but they're Dark 9. Say, give it a 10 out of 10. Excellent kids movie. The second Care Bear movie is better than its predecessor. Has a deeper plot, better character development, and the tunes, especially the closing song, are both catchy and warm-hearted. Sure, the movie tends to overstress caring, but come on, it is a Care Bear movie. This movie is a great picture to show to kids because it emphasizes friendship, love, and again, caring. Not to mention the Care Bears are just too adorable. So there's that. And then Eric Stevenson. Sounds like a villain, don't you think? Gives it a 2 out of 10.
No.
Really?
Eric Stevenson?
Yeah, I'm Eric Stevenson.
No, he just sounds like he's like,
What, douchebag?
hey, it's me, Eric Stevenson from Norway.
So like, 2 out of 10 says, yep, it's stupid. This movie's score has gone up a lot since the last time I checked, but I still think it's crap. I'm willing to at least give credit for the original for having a coherent story and trying to show off some of the Care Bears mythology. What I hate is that none of this even makes sense from the original movie. I mean, it has the word "two" in it, and it's named, yet it's no direct continuation of the original. We already saw the Care Bear cousins' origin, and it completely changes in this. In the movie that's intended to be a direct sequel, I would think you would at least know that the original movie was all about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't disagree with
Yeah,
that.
I can't disagree with that either. I cannot disagree with that. Bond villain Eric Stevenson.
Maybe I'll give you that.
Okay.
So, and it is like Care Bears from the get-go were nothing but a plug. I think it's weird. So, like,
Did you have a Care Bear? I had two Care. I had a Care Bear cousin. I had the lion, and then I had the Shamrock. One Luckhart.
I think I had True. Is it True Heart? The brown one.
True Heart is the brown. Well, yeah, True
Yeah.
Heart, who was voiced by the person who played Rudolph from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. I had that one, I think. Now, I had the stuffed Care Bear.
Weren't they all stuffed? I'm
No.
confused.
So my friend, I can't remember. I think it was my friend Courtney had them. She had like the action figure ones, where it's like I think their leg. I don't remember. Their legs kind of turned.
Sure.
But their arms would turn too, and
Their
like, they
arms would
would
turn.
ride in like the
Right.
cars and stuff
The
like that,
cars.
the plastic ones.
Yeah.
And those, I liked those. Like my friend, like we'd play with those ones. I didn't care about the stuffed animal. I liked the like figurines that you could move around and do stuff.
Okay.
That was my thing.
Sure. Should we go through the 5 questions in this movie?
Yes, we should.
Mm-hmm. We shall.
What do you think was the best part of this movie?
What was her name? Who played
Cree.
Is her name Cree?
Who? Chrissy?
Yeah.
Chrissy's voice? Cree Summers.
I really liked her. I really liked her voice acting.
Yes.
Did I like her character? No, I didn't. But I liked her voice inflections.
Yeah. So this is
and her voice acting.
Oh, Cree Summer she is a prolific.
When you listen to her, you're like, I swear I've heard you before.
Oh, I'm guarantee you have.
Sure, you have.
I guarantee you have. And no, she's an amazing voice actor, and she's been doing this for a long, long time. And actually, though, like I'm curious about.
Well, it wasn't done, but yeah, be curious if you want.
But like, how old she?
They're curious. Yeah. Also, look, is the whole idea of caring and sharing and love, is that pushed way too much in this movie? Yes, correct, it is. But kudos to have a movie that does say stuff like that, and that you can share that with your kids.
Yeah.
Having said that, there's probably better kids movies out there.
Oh, I'd agree.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of this movie?
I think I like the I don't know. So much of it was nonsensical.
Yeah, the plot's not the best part of it.
It's just I think Cree Summers too, like some of the voice acting was like whatever, but like Cree Summers stuff again, like when she was talking to her, doing her things, like I actually believed
I actually believed her. The other
she,
people I thought were phoning it in a little bit, but like
I don't even know if they were all phoning it in. It's just like, so the person who did Rudolph's voice, I mean, was did Rudolph no differently.
Yeah.
You know,
no different at all. It sounded like Rudolph.
But it was, I think Cree Summer was kind of, she's been part of this generation of voice acting where they were like, oh, we're not just saying things cartoony for the kids.
That's what it doesn't sound like to them.
Where
Cree
Summer is part of this group where like she started to get
it
into
sounds
more
natural.
Like, through stories where it didn't, wasn't like the low, we weren't just placating to children. It was like you see shows now where you're like, oh my god, it has a through story. Like we've realized that kids can follow a through story. Yeah. Or like think back to like Hanna-Barbera stuff where it was just like we're basically just hamming it up. Yeah. And that's kind of, I think some of these people came from that like we're hamming it up kind of age. Sure. They were voice actors who had been around for a long time back then, so I don't really blame them for any of it. I'm not really saying they did a bad job. I just think that Cree Summers approached it differently, and I like the way she did it. Yeah.
I thought, like, you're probably, like, even though the Care Bears are in this, I thought you were the main person. So why not have, like, someone good? All right, what's our next question, Jeremy?
So the next question is, would you reboot, continue, or cancel this movie?
I think that the positive message of this movie, the plot is bad, but like I think the message gets lost nowadays, and I think that maybe we need something like this in our culture nowadays.
Yeah.
So I'm all for like the Care Bears to come back, and I thought they did in the late 2000s. They tried to bring them back, but it really wasn't successful.
There's a lot of
I say go with it. I say you can modernize it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. No, I mean they did a lot with, and as much as I'm like bronies and whatever else, like they did a lot with like the My Little Ponies revival and kind of like changed a lot of the show, and like we have nieces who've been into some of that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been like, oh, interesting, okay. Like I kind of get where it was approaching, but again, through story, it has like different messages. Like it has things that we're not just going, oh, it's just a cutesy thing to get by. Like there's a story to it. And I
If
think they
done
could do
correctly,
that.
I think you can update it better
Yeah.
than what it is.
Oh yeah, I think you could too.
You got room for it.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
if you can update DuckTales, I think you can update this.
Right. Well, okay, so in 1981 was when Care Bears first were created, but they were part of a greeting card campaign.
Right.
And so they were like, we can make this into other stuff, and so they did all this cross promotional crap. It was really never meant to be.
A cartoon.
Well, it was never meant to be substantive. It was just about the product placement and selling the product. I mean, that's a tie-in with everything, but that was the main focus of it. And so I think now, obviously that 1981 greeting card campaign has long since died. So why not try rebooting it and letting it stand on its own merit?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I say.
Yeah. What's our next question?
So next question, do you think this movie stands on its own?
Oh, that's a very good question. No. There's a lot of questions I have.
Yeah.
Where's that ship? Where does this Dark Heart come from?
Well, yeah, I don't get any of the stuff that happened before that. You didn't even give us expository dialogue. You just
Not really. He just went into a song and said,
yeah.
"Clap, dance, buy my toy."
Yes, that was correct. Clap,
Right?
dance, buy my toy.
That's
Yes.
what it was.
Yes, it was correct.
It was
the
really
song.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how the 80s were. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, it just launched into it, and I went, what the I don't understand this. It was the only thing where I was like, oh, I get it, was when, the ship turned into the Cloud Clipper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. But, they didn't say they were from, a war-torn land where
Yeah.
they were trying to escape. It's just, right into it. So I agree with you. I don't think it stood on its own.
No.
I don't even think it stands when you have the other movie with it. It's just Does this make you want to watch the first one?
Oh, hell no. Nope.
No.
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 If I
Actually-
was just watching this movie, I wouldn't go, oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go watch a whole bunch of Care Bears movies
Right.
and get diabetes from being too sweet.
Well,
Look, these Care Bear movies, or these Care Bears are a little too sweet for me.
yeah.
I'm all about being positive and being encouraging, but I also know reality.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, maybe you should update the Care Bears a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Well, on an episodic basis, I get it. It's easy to be hey, here's this thing, you wrap it up. But when you have a movie this long, it's basically just a bunch of goofy filler.
Can you still purchase Care Bears? For Christmas and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
It just seems odd.
redid them. They seem smaller.
Oh, okay.
But they're revamped a little bit. But I don't
Okay.
think they have the other stuff that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And sum up your experience in 2 words.
Cash grab. Cash grab. This was a cash grab movie.
Cash grab?
Yeah, or product placements. Not product placements, but product promotions. I mean, this movie was nothing more than just to push toys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really was.
Yeah.
Does it have a positive message? Yes, it does. But I feel like if you really wanted it to be that great of a movie, you would have focused on the plot a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Someone should have said, why did the Care Bears age so quickly, but the kids didn't?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone
Yeah.
should have been on top of that.
Yeah.
But they weren't, because they didn't care about that. They cared about, we've got these toys with the Care Bear babies.
Yeah.
Let's push them. I mean, that's what it seemed like. Even when you're watching it, that's
Yeah.
what it seems like.
Yep, I agree. I would say Cash Grab is so good.
Yeah.
I really can't think of anything
That's
besides
fine.
that.
You say it.
I mean, it's really what it is.
Yeah.
It was just it's so phoned in. And the whole point of the Care Bear babies is so pointless. There's no reason it had to be that.
I think I remember the first one, and I liked the first one when I was younger.
Mm.
Because it brought in the Care Bear cousins, and I thought, oh, this is going to be good,
Yeah.
Yeah, but this just did not seem like it was,
Yeah.
something that you could write home about.
No, I agree. And maybe if I was a little kid, I was a weird little kid, so it probably would have bothered me then too. But yeah, I mean, little kids, if they're into it, they're probably not going to really get that too much. But
Yeah, and maybe they were like, they're not going to understand the whole age thing, so don't worry about that.
Like 4 people wrote it and we're like, what the shit? There we are all over the board. And they're like, no kid's going to know. It's fine.
Yeah. I just think kids are smarter nowadays that you can't get away with that.
I agree.
That's just me, though.
Nope.
All right. That concludes this episode. Where can people find us, Jeremy?
Well, people can find us at thedeucepodcast.podbean.com.
Uh-huh.
You can find us on, of course, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. You can also find us at nophonynetwork.com. So
tweet us.
And while you're there, check out our other network mates.
Oh, yeah.
So they have all sorts of great stuff that you want to look into. And then, of course...
some of my favorites,
yes.
Politics for Dummies.
Yes, Politics with Dummies.
Yes.
Not for dummies, with dummies.
Yes. What did I say? Did I say it wrong?
For dummies.
Okay, yeah. Release the Clowns.
Release the Clowns, amazing. I would say that Miles and Crawford.
MC Variety Hour.
MC Variety Hour, Miles and Crawford. Yeah, I mean, Heroes Garage. I mean,
Heroes Garage. I like that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. There's stuff for everybody. So, like, we have some new ones like Talking Codswallop.
Oh, yeah.
And the Grave Girls. And
the Grave Girls, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so we have all sorts of people in there. So, too many just to rattle off right now. But definitely check them out, see what's out there. It's a great network, so we're happy to be part of it. Give them a listen.
All right. And remember, folks, the sequel is king.